everybody. I hope you guys are doing it well out there. I wanted to come today, of course, to wish all of the fathers, the stepfathers, the grandfathers, the uncles that step in to be dads, the father figures out there. I want to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. You deserve it. And also, just, I guess, give a PSA to some ladies out there. Now, I have a tendency to stay off of social media today, and it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't like to get on Facebook and see those memories pop up of my own father, who is no longer with me. He passed away a couple of years ago, and sometimes that's triggering. You don't necessarily want to see that, and you know, if any of you have lost a parent, you know, Mother's Day and Father's Day can be difficult. So I don't necessarily want to be on social media because of that. And another reason why I have a tendency to stay off of social media, and I have over the last several years, especially on Father's Day, is because I get tired of the bitching and complaining. I do. And listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. I am talking to a very narrow group of people that have a tendency to hijack this day that is intended to celebrate men out here who are fathers, to give them one day out of the year where they are celebrated. They are lifted up, they're celebrated. And you have 364 days to bitch and complain about that man that ain't doing shit for you and your kids. And I just see it so much on social media. I see it so much with, you know, the happy Father's Day to all the mamas. And I can't do it. I've decided to just kind of check out and let this day pass. I send happy Father's Day messages, and I call, you know, those people that I want to talk to and say directly, you know, say it directly to them. But other than that, I just have a tendency to just stay off of Facebook on today. And that's a little bit what I want to talk about. Can we please let these dads, these fathers, have a day? One day. It's just one day. You got 364 other days to complain about that no good ass dude that you had a baby with. But today, let them have their day. So let me tell you a personal story here. I've been a divorcee. I've been divorced for a little over 10 years, I believe. Yeah, somewhere around there. And at the beginning of our separation, I admittedly, because I was upset about how everything went down, I admittedly walked around pissed. I walked around really, really mad. And I am almost certain that I more than likely showed a lot of this anger in front of my children and showed my hurt and projected that onto them as to how they should have felt or how they should feel about their father. It was wrong. It was a wrong thing to do. And now I would say maybe a year or so went past after I was just like done kind of being upset. And I started to come around and try to, I guess, bridge some kind of understanding with my ex-husband that we were here to co-parent. And, you know, at some point or another in our lives, I loved him enough to procreate. So we got to figure this out. And so I became a little bit more open to having him come around, because there was one time I was like, don't come to my house. You can't even have my address. Stay away. You know, that kind of stuff I was doing. But now we have a pretty decent relationship. We have a pretty decent relationship. And as far as like just parenting, right? And now that because the kids are older, we don't necessarily have to communicate all the time, but we're cool. We're cool. Now let me put that to the side. I have a friend. We've been friends forever and ever and ever. And my friend, every year on Father's Day, she sends me a happy Father's Day text. And it bothers me. It like really bothers me. And the thing is, every time she sends this text, I either ignore it, which I completely ignore for most times. Today she sent me a text. She's like, "Happy Father's Day." And I'm just like, why does she keep doing this? Why does she keep doing this? I never respond to her. Please stop. So one year I remember us like sitting here having a conversation. I was like, I know what you knew about as far as what was going on in my past years ago with my ex-husband, but he is the dad. I'm not trying to be the dad. And I understand that her situation looks a little different, right? She's a single parent and she may feel like she is playing both roles, but I never necessarily expressed that or took on that where I felt like I was playing both roles. So when someone says Happy Father's Day to me, I'm annoyed by it. And today she sent the same text that she sends every single Father's Day. She's every single Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And I'm just like, you know what? I responded with, hey, what you doing later today? I was just very just kind of deflected it, didn't even, just ignored it because I felt like she's not listening. We've had this conversation. Every year she does this. Every year I say nothing. Maybe I should have said something. Maybe I should have stopped it, but she's my friend. I didn't know how to approach it because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Okay. And I noticed that there are some women who walk around like that. Like I saw this, this is Eliza Rain. She was Future's, one of Future's many baby mamas. She posted this a few days ago. And I thought to myself, this is what I'm talking about. This is what was trying to avoid today. I was trying to avoid these kind of messages and these kind of memes today because I just have no interest in seeing it. And then today she posted this. She said, "Happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there, the ones who made sacrifices to be there for their children physically, financially, and emotionally. Ladies, let's keep today positive and focus our love and attention on the dedicated fathers that are doing what they're supposed to do. No need to bash the absent fathers today. I'm a single mother too, so I definitely understand it. But please let the good fathers have their day. We can only be good mothers and never father. So please don't post ourselves either. It's a day to celebrate our good men." And I'm glad she cleaned that up. I'm glad that she posted it. Now, does she mean it? I don't know what's in her heart. But this message is basically what I want to talk about today. Can we please let these guys, the men that are deserving of a day, have their day? It is just one day, ladies. And like I said, I'm just talking to a sliver of the population out there that do this, that take this day and hijack it and post, Happy Father's Day to myself, Happy Father's Day to me, because I'm doing both. And I'm just thinking to myself, but you're a mother. You're a damn good mother. You're doing, what you feel that you should be doing for your child to make sure that your child is happy, safe, honored, well-nourished, educated. You're doing all those things. That's great. And I feel bad that you don't have the support that you need. But at the same time, you are a mother and you're not a father. And women, we cannot be men. Remember, we said we was going to start moving away from that whole strong black woman trope that almost projects, I don't need a man, right? I don't need you. Kids do need a father or a father figure in their lives. Listen, over the weekend here in the Chicagoland area, 56 people were killed. A few of them being children, little children. The youngest, I believe, was a 3-year-old. And I'm guessing, I can't obviously confirm this, but I'm guessing it was probably by the hands of somebody that ain't got an ounce of guidance. By one of those strong black women that don't need nobody. Now, I know that's offensive. I know some people are going to take offense to me saying that. But I am taking a guess and saying that a lot of these folks out here in the streets shooting up other folks over blocks that they don't own, okay, over neighborhoods that they don't own, are probably coming from households with very little guidance as far as a man. someone to guide them. It is not necessary. I'm not saying that a man needs to be in the house with the mother, but a man needs to be present in the life of that child. And we got to stop like, I can do it by myself. I'm a strong black. Like, come on. We know. But you are not a dad. You cannot be a man. And as hard as you may try to, and you probably did a damn good job, okay? Because I know a lot of single moms, including, again, myself, that have raised successful children. But I like to think that somewhere along the line, there was some kind of person, mentor, whether it was a grandfather, a good friend, an uncle, somebody that also helped to guide those moments in which maybe you just didn't know enough, especially when we're talking about young men. All right. I don't think that anything is done by ourselves. Like it takes a village, and however your village looks, it could be different than the person next door to you. Right. My village included my father, who was very, very instrumental in helping me raise my son, because I didn't get married. My oldest is not my husband's, and my son actually has two fathers. He has my husband, who he calls dad, and then his other dad, he has two dads. Okay, so he's a very blessed person to have two fathers, right? But my father was instrumental in teaching him a lot of different things. And then, like I said, he has two daddies, and I don't discount any of those influences. I don't discount any of them. Does that mean that a kid's not going to screw up because if a man is around? No, they can still gonna be doing stupid shit. They're gonna do stupid stuff. But I do think that it does make a difference. I absolutely think it makes a difference. And all I am saying today is just give the men that deserve to be celebrated today. Because listen, what if on Mother's Day, men came out and said, well, happy Mother's Day to all the daddies out there doing, I've seen a couple pop up here and there sarcastically, but for the most part, what if men just popped up on Mother's Day and just hijacked that day and said, happy Mother's Day to all the men out there doing it for themselves and all this stuff. We wouldn't like that. We wouldn't like that at all. And the truth of the matter is, deadbeat mothers don't get a lot of attention the way they should. They get a lot more attention because of social media and putting all that dumb shit and that bad parenting on display more than we've ever seen before. But the truth of the matter is that has kind of gone under the radar. There's some badass dads out there and deadbeat dads out there, but there's some toxic ass mothers out there too. But nobody puts those toxic mothers on display on Mother's Day and call them out, because we just wouldn't do that. So I'm saying, like I said before, you've had, ladies, for those few women that's about to post that little meme about being a daddy, a mama and a daddy, just remember, girls, ladies, my loves, that as hard as it is for me to say this, because I had to deal with this my own self, we chose them. At some point, you thought that man that you laid down with was something special, right? He turned out not to be. But at some point or another, you liked him enough to not only lay down with him, but to have his child. And things didn't work out, right? And some of them was they're just assholes. We know that. But again, they probably are assholes 364 days too, not just today. And you don't need to point out to the world that because at the end of the day, some people are looking at those very memes and those very posts that you post and say, well, girl, listen, you was a part of that. I mean, you chose them, even with Eliza Rain. I look at what she posted the other day, the one with the Kevin Hart meme, and I just thought to myself, but child, what you calling him a deadbeat? Which again, listen, he do got kids out here that he is not even claiming, right? So he wrong. But your child is what, a little over a year old. She just turned a year old. Surely you knew he had 50,000 other children before you laid down with him and had a baby with him. And surely you knew, whatever you calling deadbeat, that there had to be something else. She on social media enough to know what kind of man he was and what kind of man he kind of been moving around being, even when he was with Sierra, right? So she knew all of this. Now, again, I'm not sitting here trying to be no pick me, because I ain't no pick me. But, like I said, I had to think about how I was moving early on and how upset I was with my ex-husband and how I almost injected that stuff and projected that stuff onto my own. And thank goodness it happened early, where I don't necessarily know if they took all of that in, but thank goodness everything is good right now, right? And we've had some good years where we can, like I said, co-parent. We can all just kind of get together. Sometimes we've even, over the last several years, we've gone out to eat together, and I still kind of do my little, like, I can't stand, that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a running joke and stuff like that. But for the most part, we co-parent well. And that does not make me a mommy and a daddy. And I don't like the Father's Day messages on my, to me today. I'm not a father. I never pretend to be a father. I am not a father. I think I'm a damn good mama, and I try to be every day. And there are a lot of wonderful mothers out there that do their best, the best that they can do. And when they don't know it, when they don't know enough, and that's is a situation that comes up with their child that they don't know enough about to teach them, they go and they find the right resources, and they go and they call on those men in their life to help them in these situations. Okay. I could not teach my son how to shave. I couldn't teach him how to do certain stuff that I just felt like I was equipped to teach him. Right. I could only do so much. But when the time came, I called in the dads because that was important. Or I called on my dad, his grandfather, to come in and step in and do what I felt like I couldn't. Okay. So I feel bad for women who hold on to these feelings. And I hope that at some point, that's something that you can reconcile, you can work on. But I'm telling you, we need a village. Like I said, all these folks got shot over the weekend, and it's just Sunday. And over 50-some people got shot in Chicago. And I'm saying that's by the hands of a lot of folks that could have used guidance by a male figure. It doesn't have to be the man you laid down with, but damn it, you surely got to know somebody. And you need to call on your village, because these fools out here running wild. It's like the Wild Wild West out here. And these young men ain't got an ounce of guidance, and they don't love themselves enough to want to live to see their own or have their own family. They don't even love themselves enough, right? The streets raised them, right? They feel like they feel more love and acceptance from the streets and the people that they run with. We need father figures. We need dads. If you're not stepping up, shame on you. I shouldn't see not one man, any man that ain't taking care of their fucking kids out here, that got a nerve to shake their heads at anybody out here dying in the streets. Shame on you. You need your own ass kicked, because it might be one of yours that's out here shooting up all these young, innocent children out here in the streets. A 3-year-old got shot yesterday, shot in the back while he was riding with his stepfather. Come on now. So if you sitting here shaking your head and you ain't doing shit for your own kids, you need to kick your own ass, because you're part of the problem. So I'm not going to sit here and just kill the women, but I'm just saying, if you out here and that pertains to you, then you know what you need to do. It's never too late, okay? Because you might be the reason why their ass is out there in the first place. But ladies, I implore you to just, for the men that are good men, that are good fathers, let them have today. And you can start complaining tomorrow, but you probably won't. You probably won't. Some of these women just pick today to complain. Okay. But that's just my message today. Like I said, if it don't apply, let it fly. Don't be all offended over something that don't have shit to do with you. Don't be offended by that. okay? Because I'm sure the majority of you don't do any of this. But I just wanted to share that with you guys today because, like I said, it's like every year I just roll my eyes every time I get that text. And I feel like I have done my best to try to tell her, like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm a mama. You a mother. You a damn good mama, but you ain't a daddy. But so she's just stuck on that. And I just got to kind of let that. I've realized I cannot change her mind on that. I can't change her mind on it. And like I said, because I love her so much, I'll be wondering, like, God damn. I just be like, God damn it. Would you stop sending me this bullshit? But, you know, I love her. And I don't want to hurt her because that's how she feel. You know, but it ain't like how I don't feel that way. All right. I don't feel that way. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to share this message with you guys today. And like I said, I'm wishing all the fathers, grandfathers, stepfathers, men who act as mentors to these children. I'm wishing you guys well today. And I love you all. And I hope that you have a blessed Father's Day. You deserve it. And ladies, just take the day off. Chill. Relax. You know, give them their day, y'all. And I will see you guys, of course, on the next video. We have some catching up to do on a few topics, some stuff that came out that's kind of messy, but I'll wait until tomorrow to bring you the mess. All right. But in the meantime, like I said, I love you guys all. I love all of you guys. Have a